and gentlemen, this is one of my favorite guys in country music. I feel like he has really taken us back to the traditional sound of country music. Doesn't get more real than this. East Texas country boy. Grew up riding bulls. Ooh. He was a prison supervisor, so you know he's tough.
Whoa.
And now he's one of the best country artists out there, ladies and gentlemen. From the Lone Star State, Cody Johnson.
Hey!
I was not ready for that.
Well, hey, brother.
That was an intro, by God.
Hey, come on now. I knew you win, as I could say that, because you were playing like the Majestic in San Antonio. I think you played Floors one time, and now you're selling out the Houston Rodeo,
Whoa.
man.
Yeah, we've definitely, it's been a long, hard road, man. But, like, if you look back and you go, I would play all those quote-unquote smaller venues. I would play all of them again. It was well worth it.
People that don't know, like, Floors Country Store is a very iconic. I mean, Willie Nelson, like,
very iconic.
Yeah, used to live on the premises. Like, he had an apartment there, Kevin, and he'd pay for it by playing gigs there.
That's awesome.
The Majestic Theater, a lot like the Mahaffey, but older, like very old looking inside. And then the Houston Rodeo. I mean, if you are an artist, especially a Texas artist, and you sell that out, I mean, get a big old belt buckle, and they tell you, man, you have made it. So congratulations, dude. I'm so pumped for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been, like I said, it's been a long, hard road, so it's one of those deals where every momentous occasion, like the first time you do that. So the first time we did Houston Rodeo, by the way, we were a call-up. We were a replacement. And so when you're, yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, no
no
big deal.
kidding.
3 days notice, no pressure. But after that, man, we kept coming back and we kept doing it. This year, I think we're going to do it for our fifth. This 2023 will be our fifth year to do it. So we're pretty excited about that.
Wait, who was the cancellation? I forget.
Old Dominion.
Old Dominion.
Wow.
Well, it was kind of weird because you're like, you feel bad like taking somebody's slot like that, and plus they had a death in the family, and so I really felt bad. It was hard to be excited, but then once you got on stage, you're like, yes, this is my stage. This is fun.
Yeah. And I promise you, knowing those guys, and you know those guys too, they could probably not be happier for you, man.
Absolutely, and every one of them told us that, man. And so, the rest is history, as I said.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking to Cody Johnson right now. You know his song, Till You Can't. I love the fact that you are just killing it on a national level now. I try to describe to people the Texas country scene and how tight-knit it is and how kind of different it is. But now that other people are starting to see it and starting to hear that traditional sound again, I mean, that's got to be exciting for you and people accepting it all over the country and in the world.
Well, it's very exciting. And a song like Till You Can't was so relatable. I think that, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, what you believe, what color you are, what religion you are, Till You Can't speaks to you because all of our story, it's one of those things that, we're all only here for a short time. And we need to make the best out of it, make the most out of it. And then when that song it had so much success, multi-week number one, and my first number one on the Billboard charts, by the way.
Let's go!
Let's go, Cody!
When that happened, we thought, well, what do we follow up with? How do we follow that?
Yeah.
And so that's the reason why we chose the album title Human. Our new single Human is out, and it's one of those things that, again, I feel like that we are all doing. We are all trying to learn how to be human. And I thought, well, if we've had success with one universal type song, let's go with the next one.
Cody Johnson on the phone right now, going to be at the Yuengling Center November 18th. Cannot wait to see him there. Cody, I know you, and you talk about this in your concerts a lot. You're a true patriot and proud of your country. And being from Texas, it's the whole country wild time right now. But being from Texas, and especially with a song called "Till You Can't," never taking a day for granted, and this country right now seeing some horrendous mass shootings, way too many of them. One is too many. But the one in Uvalde, and you being from Texas, probably hit extra close to home.
Yeah, it did. And it was one of those things that it's horrible to see. I mean, we've seen it a lot in this country, but, as you say, if it happens in your home state, you're right. It does strike a chord. But I feel like that this is an opportunity for law enforcement to become the good guys again. People have been so down on police officers and so down on law enforcement. And you have to remember that, when it hits the fan, that's who you're calling.
Absolutely.
Whenever something like Uvalde happens, that's who's going to stop it. And I think those guys deserve a lot of credit.
Absolutely.
A lot of credit they haven't had in the last 3 years.
Well, Cody, we could not agree more. We are definitely a show that supports our first responders, and I appreciate you speaking on that. Well, listen, I got to see you. I got to say hello. I miss the heck out of you because I haven't seen you since I moved out of Texas. So when you come November 18th at the Yuengling Center, make sure you say hi. Let's hang out a little bit, all right?
You bet. Sounds good. Hey, thank you guys for your time this morning.
Oh, one more thing. By the way, I went on I went on to buy tickets. It's not Ticketmaster, it's another one. And I said Cody Johnson, November 18th, Yuengling Center, and a picture of Kevin Fowler pops up.
It could have been anybody else.
I know, right? And by the way, come to think of it, he's probably behind the whole thing.
Yeah, I bet he is. I wouldn't surprise me.
That's awesome, man. Well, if anybody doesn't know who Kevin Fowler is, he is a big-time Texas country artist and one of the OGs in that. Well, listen, Cody, just continue to crush it and way to make us all proud, brother.
All right, man. Thank you, brother.
All right, see you, Cody.
All right, bye.